everyone, it's Tania Gabrielle here, Wealth Astro-Numerologist, and welcome to Star Codes. I'm so excited about this episode because it's the Leo new moon. So we're going to dive into the Astro-Numerology for that new moon happening on the 8th of the 8th, which is the Lion's Gate in astrology. And the new moon in Leo is so much about confidence, and the number 8 is also about confidence and leadership, just like Leo. So there's so much courage in the message here. You're going to discover how to use your enthusiasm and passion because it will be ignited. I mean, this is a fire sign. I'm wearing red, Leo. So exciting. And how the infinity number 8 is activated in conjunction with Leo to infuse you with strength and inner authority and confidence. So it's time to stand up and be counted. It's time to feel your eternal life pulsating at all times. And so let's look at the time of this new moon. It happens on the 8th of the 8th, August 8th, 2:50 p.m. Universal Time, London, which is 9:50 a.m. Eastern Time, New York, and 6:50 a.m. Pacific Time in LA. And it doesn't matter if you're a Leo or not, you have Leo in your astrology birth chart. So this new moon is happening in one of your 12 houses and is activating that part of your life. So Leo is very much about standing up and being counted, having a platform, taking the stage, performing. And so it really is very strong in terms of resisting tyranny and resisting outside control. Leo wants to be the authority, right? The own inner authority. So Leo is ruled by the sun, which is the life giver of planet Earth and the light. And so you want to focus on what feels good, what lights you up from the inside, what liberates you, what is uplifting, and listen to what does not feel good or uplifting or liberating, and don't go with that. So this new moon happens at 16 degrees in Leo, and 16 is also a number of leadership. It literally is leadership through intuition. So if you don't listen to your intuition, you will experience unexpected shifts that will remind you that your intuition will always let you know what is coming up or what to be concerned about, whatever the case may be. So it is about stepping into that intuitive leadership. And then Leo and the 8th of the 8th are about the visionary leadership and eternal life, right? So there's a real sense with exploring what is coming up in terms of what inspires you, because Leo not only is about leadership, Leo is about romance. Leo governs the 5th house of romance, of creativity, of generosity and celebration and having fun and being spontaneous, right? And doing so with dignity, doing so with determination. Leo is full of enthusiasm, which all fire signs, all Sagittarius, Leo, and Aries are very enthusiastic signs. And so immersing yourself in that creativity, in creative projects, to allow yourself to light up the sun, right? Light up with joy, light up with happiness. To just be passionate in general, to be loyal, to be kind, to feel encouraged and to encourage others, and to be resolute, right? And it also enhances focus and concentration and drama. So guard against drama, guard against pride, pride that is self-centered. In other words, of course, you can be proud of what it is you achieve, but the lion, Leo, is the king of the jungle. So there can be a sense of, hey, listen to me. I'm the one who is the king or queen of of whatever situation you're in. And you don't want to go to that shadow side of self-centeredness and being bossy and being extravagant or getting into big drama. So there are a lot of exciting aspects that our connections between planets during this Leo new moon. The sun and moon are square to Uranus. And Uranus is currently in Taurus, which is an earth sign. So Uranus is changing what it is we believe, what it is we value, our habits, our outlook on finances, on beauty, on love. And so when the sun and moon square Uranus, there is an intense emotional excitability that can happen. So you want to guard against impulsive actions or instant reactions, and be very open to learning about what feels free, what total freedom means to you, because you're yearning for that now. You're in touch with the number 8 through 88, right? And that is eternity. That is your eternal life. And so you feel like you want the freedom to live your life the way you feel is for your highest good and not to be held back. So Uranus never wants to be held back. And Uranus always wants to find new ways, right? Uranus moves quickly. And so the energy is about clearing the air and relying on your intuition and allowing those shifts to happen. And there will be a sense of wanting to reform things too, like revolution. That's what Uranus governs as well. So making something new out of something that has decayed and is no longer viable. So you're open to new ideas, in other words, and you want to be very flexible around this time. Freedom and independence are very much ignited, but you also want to take big breaths because you don't want to be aggressive or rebellious, where you're reacting instead of staying in a place of being proactive in a peaceful way, right? So if you feel restless, you want to get to the bottom of whatever that is, whatever the reason is for your restlessness, and be open to a new way. Now, the moon and sun are also trine Chiron, which I absolutely love because it helps you understand how your emotional state might hinder your spiritual awakening. Healing is just really enhanced with this trine. So you can feel the vibration of people around you, your pets. It will help you move energy in a positive, healing way. And it brings a lot of compassion as well. And then the new moon is opposite Saturn. Now, this is a wide opposition. The Saturn is at 9 degrees in Aquarius, retrograding, and the sun and moon will be at 16 degrees in Leo. So it is wide, but it still is an opposition. So this is a big call to act on your projects in order to bring energy into balance. You need to get work done. And there may be some obstacles along the way, and overcoming those can make you much stronger and disciplined. So your responsibilities may expand around this time. So make sure you keep that balance of fulfilling duties while being patient and determined to proceed with your goals, right? So this is very much about persistence and hard work. And then we also have a wide conjunction with Mercury, the sun and moon 16 degrees Leo, Mercury at 23 degrees Leo. And that instills your mind with like wanting to do short distance travel or getting many ideas, being intellectually stimulated. Your heart and mind are very much synchronized when the new moon conjuncts Mercury. And so it's a good day for negotiation and all aspects of writing and communication. And then we come to the aspects that don't include the sun and moon. And they're actually the most important aspect, aside from the square to Uranus, in this Aquarius new moon, is a finger of God that is created that is so powerful. And it's between Mercury, which is conjunct the sun and moon. So you can include those in that pointer. So the finger of God points to Mercury and the sun and moon, and it forms a triangle, the finger of God triangle, with Neptune and Pluto, which are in sextile. And then the handle of the finger of God is Jupiter. So if you look at the image and you see the arrow is pointing down to Jupiter, and then there's two purple arrows that are pointing to Neptune and Pluto. And so Jupiter's at the bottom of this finger of God, and basically it is navigating the direction, which is pointing to, at the top of the chart, you'll see Mercury. And Mercury's right next to the sun and moon, so they're also in a sense energetically involved. So this is big because Mercury in Leo opposite Jupiter in Aquarius, Mercury quincunx Neptune, Mercury quincunx Pluto, Neptune forming a sextile. Jupiter is steering the handle. Now you want Jupiter in any case to be in that steering place because it is being steered with joy, with expansion, with fortune. And that means infinity, abundance, and unity are very much in play. Communication about higher values, transcending illusion, a rebirth of truth. This is all Pluto, Neptune, Jupiter stuff, right? Very exciting. And so Mercury opposite Jupiter is a very dynamic connection because it can indicate a move into something brand new. It could be in your career or a general move, a change that really takes on purpose in your life. And so you will have a more positive mindset as your thoughts turn to being very optimistic about this change. Your ideas and plans are being refined. You are truly trusting your intuition in terms of the direction you're going. And this favors all business transactions as well. Now, Mercury quincunx Neptune is very much about learning the difference between truth and illusion and taking a time out, basically, like around this new moon, which is on the 8th of the 8th, you want to get some rest. This is a Sunday, so it is a day of rest. Highly recommend you use your imagination with Neptune and also Pluto involved. Listen to peaceful, calming music. Just create a day of relaxation and rest. And then Pluto intensifies Pluto and Mercury always bring intense, deep conversations and self-awareness through deep soul searching. So there is a positive transformation under this transit that really exposes what you need to see that would have been secret, which is what Pluto loves to do. The unseen is being brought to the surface and you're being made aware of it, and that purging creates amazing breakthroughs. And then we've got, of course, Neptune sextile Pluto. I've talked about this in earlier Star Code podcasts. This transit between Neptune and Pluto is not exact until the end of the decade, 2029. But they're coming pretty close right now. They're very slow moving, so they're going to drift apart again through the various retrogrades. But it basically means you're unafraid to go against the grain of the accepted way of thinking. And because it is part of this finger of God, there's a real sense around this time that you will not adhere to your conditioning or your habits of looking at things a certain way, but you'll have this real pioneering spirit that's going to help you dissolve religious and societal and cultural and any kind of dogma, right, that's imposed, and transform yourself into a higher state. So it helps also to tap into the collective, to sense the pulse of humanity and to feel a powerful connection with that evolutionary change, the leap that is happening as we speak, and the changes that humanity is experiencing. So it's very much about getting extricated from old systems and beliefs that are based on control over others, and which are all disintegrating now, and creating and imagining the world of a loving world, a spiritual world, an inspiring world, a world of caring. And finally, we have Venus trine Pluto. This is a whole separate transit aside from the finger of God. And I love it because it brings feelings of love and it intensifies everything that is attractive and magnetic. And so if you're in a relationship, it does magnify that connection in a big way. And it's very much about creativity and beauty and sensuality. And so Pluto may bring up something that is important for you to see in order to keep the relationship in a very interdependent place, right? So you want to know the truth no matter what. Pluto is about the truth. Venus is about beauty and love and abundance. And so sharing your feelings with your partner or somebody who's very close to you at this level is very important to your growth. So Leo governs the heart, and the 90-degree square that the sun and moon are creating to Uranus symbolizes change. And so everything is the way it is, and everything is in constant change. Nothing ever stays the same. And that's the truth, right? That's reality. And the thing is, the shadow side of Leo, the egoic side, isn't comfortable with that because the ego can't control the natural flow of life like the ego would like to. So the ego is determined to have its own way with life itself. And the thing is, you do have some influence in the movement, but you don't determine the flow. The flow is already established to some extent by this divine grand design, right? And that's epitomized by the 8th of the 8th, is this eternal flow of life. So you can think of it as this beautiful river. The river itself is more powerful and enduring than anything or anyone on the river. So the river has a force of its own. It's independent, like Leo, like Uranus. It's independent of those who are traveling on it, who are guests, right? Who cannot change the river's course, but basically are obliged to follow the river's course. And those on the river do have freedom to maneuver. Like, you can paddle slowly, you can paddle quickly, you can try to not paddle at all. You can sing or you can cry, you can love or you can hate your experience on the river. But what you choose to do while you are on the river of life directly impacts the experience of being on the river, but it doesn't impact the river itself. And that's how it is, right? That's how it is with our life. Like, we have a choice about how to respond internally and externally to life, but we're not in control of what life brings, of how it shows up moment by moment. And so, like life, the river is constantly moving, constantly flowing, and the scenery constantly changing while traveling down the river. And so every moment is a brand new moment, a brand new adventure, and new experience. And sometimes our minds will want to hold on to some experiences because they feel good and push others away that don't feel so good. But that only affects how you're experiencing the moment. It doesn't affect the river life itself. So the only thing that you have control over is your attitude towards the river, your attitude towards what's going on. And you're either laughing or you're crying while life flows, which it will continue to do, no matter how you respond. So you can either accept that or you can rebel against it. So there's a big difference between those two states, of course. And of course, we're very blessed that we have a choice in how we show up. And sometimes it doesn't feel like we have a choice. Sometimes it doesn't feel like we can smile or cry. But the thing is, we just have to accept. That's really the key. We have to accept and not fight against it. So it seems this way because you have an ego that automatically resists rather than accepts. And of course, your divine self is always in acceptance. So you always have that internal voice that is constantly in a place of acceptance. And when you align with that inner light, Leo, you drop into the flow and you are happy. You have fun rowing, right? Rowing down the stream. And Jupiter being the anchor, the steering of the finger of God, right? Jupiter, and it's pointing to Leo, Jupiter's asking, does being unhappy and resisting life change anything for you? It doesn't change life itself, right? So since you can't control the way things are, the only solution is to surrender to it. And that means giving up struggle. That means giving up complaints. Leo is a royal sign, and in its highest vibrational state, Leo does not complain. Leo just rules over its life and creates the rules that it wants. It's the rulership, right? So Leo shines its inner light of confidence and strength and love. And your attitude towards the way things are basically the way you show up as the ruler of your life. Your attitude rules the outcomes for how you feel. And it's the only thing you have control over. So when your attitude is to let everything go, right? Let everything be the way it is, your acceptance then allows you to relax and feel at peace with whatever's going on. And just remember, it's exhausting to resist, to feel angry or sad or afraid or upset. And so the acceptance of that divine flow is very important to you staying in that place of divine light, the Leo light. The acceptance allows you to align with your true nature, just like the river aligns with nature, right? So from there, you can then respond with love and courage and strength and wisdom. And so this is really the message of the whole Leo new moon, the 8/8 Lion's Gate, the whole impact of the fact that Mercury is at 23 degrees, everything's pointing at Mercury. And 23 is the royal star of the lion number. So we got a lot of lion Leo energy here. And it's just really going to instill a lot of courage if you just allow it to and step out of the way, right? Don't stand in the way. Don't be a boulder in the river. Stay on your boat and flow. And you will see things will just always work out because you're in that place of trust. So yeah, it's very, very exciting. And I'm thrilled that these numbers, the numerology, astrology, are lining up with the finger of God in the way they are. Really a thrill when this happens. And it's also a thrill for you to discover your own Astro-Numerology. And you can do that, discover your birth code, your star code at starcodeclass.com. It's so cool when you see your natal chart, both for your birthday, your birth certificate name, and for your stars, your astrology, and how they line up, and helping to show you your destiny and your purpose. So it's something I highly recommend, and also because it helps you have that compassion for others, because you, of course, can plug others in and see where they come from, right? What they've brought to this lifetime, what their destiny and purpose is, and how it aligns to your life as well. So enjoy that at starcodeclass.com. It's a free masterclass, and enjoy the Leo new moon. And I look forward to seeing you in next week's Star Codes. Lots of love.